return to the classics.
All right. Welcome. I want to say hello to each and every one of you who are joining us here today. Thank you for taking a moment out of your schedule to be here with us. We are super excited to celebrate Cohort 7 of our DiverseForce On Boards program. Really excited to graduate another just phenomenal cohort of people who in this cohort now we're not only in Philadelphia, but across the country as well. And thank you all for using the emojis there. Please feel free to interact with us here today. Under your video, you'll see a smiley face there. Also, feel free to use the chat as well. Hopefully you had a chance to do some of the icebreakers early on at the different tables, the opportunity to meet some great people. I know I was popping around and I had a chance to hear some people's passions, had a chance to hear about some of the things that folks are looking to expect to get out of this event. Actually, I wish we had a little bit more time to network. I'm sure that'll be the feedback to get some more time to network, but this won't be the only opportunity to connect with not only our DiverseForce On Boards alumni, but also our boards, some of who joined us here today. But I'd love to hear, we're actually going to do a quick poll. Just love to get a sense of who's in the room here today. If you wouldn't mind, we're going to put up a quick poll and let us know if you're a DiverseForce On Boards alumni. Are you actually part of the graduating class? And we'll also, we don't have I know Cohort 8 is here as well. So you can also go ahead and share, go ahead and be an alumni here today for Cohort 8, because we'll be graduating you soon, but we'll know that you're not actually part of the current class, but a class that'll be graduating soon. Or if you're none of those two, share that you're a guest with us. And so that poll pops up for you. Please share. And I want to also just make some thank yous to just organizations, because this is truly, this program that started in 2017 is the result of a lot of people who are dedicated to supporting not only our nonprofit ecosystem, but also making sure that we're diverse, we're equitable and inclusive throughout the greater Philadelphia region. And we have not only sponsors, we have team members, We also have partners who have just been phenomenal in helping us to really make that happen. So I want to take a moment to recognize those organizations. I want to give a huge thank you to William Penn Foundation, who has been our biggest sponsor and investor to date in the DiverseForce On Boards program. Thank you very much for their commitment. This being one of the cohorts that benefited from the commitment from William Penn Foundation to make sure that the organizations that they actually fund in the verticals of conservation and watershed protection in the areas arts and culture and the areas of education, making sure that those organizations also are diverse from the boardroom to the mailroom, if you will, and starting in the boardroom with DiverseForce On Boards program. Also, the LendFest Foundation, very excited in their time as they're beginning to exit the philanthropy space and to spend down their endowment. We were truly blessed to have the opportunity to get a partnership, to actually get a contribution from the LendFest Foundation. We're so thankful for their support. Again, this cohort has benefited. Some of the candidates from this cohort have benefited from that investment and the opportunity to serve on boards throughout the region. Also, Elsevier, an organization that sponsored talent into this cohort. Accenture, who has been a repeat supporter of this program by not only sponsoring but also putting talent through each of the cohorts over the last couple of cohorts, as well as the Knight Foundation, have been a supporter since day one of the DiverseForce On Boards program. So we're so thankful, again, the supporters of this cohort, and we'll be recognizing some other partners and sponsors like Comcast and others who have also sponsoring cohorts that are participating in the DiverseForce On Boards program. So look forward to celebrating them as well and their support. Also, I want to recognize my team. Before we do that, I want a special thanks to our instructors. This program wouldn't be as incredible as it is without dynamic and committed instructors. Erica Bennett, Charmaine Matlock Turner, Fernando Chang Moy. We still have, that's not Adela there, but we have Claire Robertson Craft from Impact Ed. Edit there, but Christina Madison also, and Race Rollins, Omar Woodard, and Grant Manian, who's been, again, a partner, and all these instructors have been with us since the beginning. And Claire, I apologize, we'll be having Claire actually join us on the line in a second as well from Impact Ed. And the next slide I want to also recognize is our team, DiverseForce On Board. DiverseForce team members. I tell you, it's a lot of the things that we do as far as executive search, the DiverseForce On Boards program in partnership with Impact Ed and University of Penn, and some of the other things like we recently launched our P4 Hub. It takes a village to raise a vision, if you will. And I just want to thank all of our team members. A special thanks to Jessica and Lucy, who are constantly helping us to innovate. This, as you may know, is a new platform for us, maybe a new platform for you as well. And it took some time and energy to certainly make sure we get up and going on this. Obviously, with technology, there's always sometimes challenges, if you will, with technology, but always making sure that we can innovate and engage and testing new ways to engage not only the DiverseForce On Boards program, but also some of the other initiatives. And I want to thank those two for their support on this program. Next, I want to thank our Impact Ed team, Dr. Claire Robertson Craft, Jocelyn Hastings, Joe Mormon, as well as Natasha Sharma, who have been just phenomenal partners, again, from day one with the DiverseForce On Boards program. They've just been, working with us from an instructional standpoint, from an impact evaluation perspective, and just thought partners throughout this program. Those who are participants know that Jocelyn has been the project manager and really helping to make sure that the curriculum is delivered top notch as always. So thank you to the Impact Ed team at the University of Pennsylvania. And what I'll do is I'm going to turn it over to our partners here with Impact Ed and start with Claire Robertson Craft. So Claire, hopefully we can bring you on stage here.
Wonderful. Great. Thank you so much, Suleiman, for the introduction. We are thrilled to have been a partner on this program since it launched back in 2017. But Suleiman and I actually met long before this program started, while we were both serving on our first nonprofit board together, Young Involved Philadelphia, which we like to say was back when we were both young. So as Suleiman shared, I'm the executive director of Impact Ed. And for those of you who aren't familiar with our work, we're a research and training center based at Penn, and our mission is to equip leaders with skills and data to accelerate social change. So because I'm the data person, I wanted to share a few data points that really motivate this work in this program. So first, a bit about the challenge. Nationally, 84% of nonprofit board members and 90% of nonprofit board chairs are white, which means that there is a really concerning disconnect between the demographic makeup of the individuals in leadership and the communities that they serve. And so this program is really designed to address this issue. And to date, we've trained over 190 leaders across 7 cohorts to date. 100% of those leaders, many of which are joining us here today, have left reporting that they understand the role of nonprofit board members and are confident in their ability to make an impact. And we have no doubt that they are already making an incredible impact, because about 80% of the graduates have already been placed on boards, many of them on multiple boards, and over a quarter have already stepped into leadership roles. So as a researcher, I've evaluated a lot of different types of programs over the years. But when people ask me about DiverseForce On Boards, I always tell them that the data that I just shared only begins to tell the story, because this program is far more than your standard skill building program. This group, Cohort 7, and all of the cohorts that have come before are truly change agents. And not only are they equipped with the skills, they also have the passion to truly transform the sector. So I just wanted to say congratulations to the graduates of Cohort 7. Thank you for the incredible impact you are already having and will continue to have in the community. Thank you to Suleiman and the whole team at DiverseForce for this incredible partnership. And to echo the thanks that Suleiman shared to my full team at Impact Ed, Jocelyn Hastings, Joe Mormon, and Natasha Sharma, thank you for everything you do to make this program possible. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Jocelyn, who, as Suleiman shared, is really the mastermind behind the program on our team, so she can share a few of her reflections on this cohort.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Claire. So as you said, I definitely want to share some of my favorite memories about the journey we've all been on together. So just to start, before every session, we always invite the cohort to join us early in the morning to build connections and share wins with each other, what we might call a coffee chat. And of course, I expected these coffee chats to be fun, to break the ice, but what I didn't expect was how inspiring they would be. And hearing about your wins was really incredible, and it makes me really confident in the impact that you'll have on the boards that you eventually serve on or serve on already. So over the course of the program, I really appreciated how everyone dug into the critical issues. So whether that was a panel discussion on strategic planning or a conversation with Christina Madison, where we discussed how to change the face of philanthropy, you didn't shy away from asking tough questions about how to best be advocates for diversity and inclusion on boards, and what would that mean for you personally? So throughout the program, this group has definitely done more than just build board governance skills. You all have explored your leadership philosophies. As a part of our leadership development work, each person took a DISC assessment. And if you remember, we learned a lot about each other from that activity, probably too much about each other. So just to kind of close, in the face of all of the challenges that have been going on the past few years, we came together last month for our final session with Omar Woodard, and this group really was ready to show up and blow up. You all asked really thoughtful questions and were really engaging with our instructor and our dynamic panelists from the last session all the way back to the first. So I left that session with Omar really inspired to know that you all are the leaders that are going to be sitting or already sit on some of the most influential boards in the city. So to the cohort, thank you for being such an amazing part of these inspiring moments over this past year, and obviously a huge congratulations. It's truly been an inspiration to have you in the program, and I can't wait to see what you all accomplish in the years to come. So I believe next up, we're gonna hear from some alumni and some of you participants directly. So I'm gonna hand it back over to Suleiman.
Awesome. Thank you, Jocelyn. Thank you, Claire. And always great to hear the reflections and the same. And one of the reflections that we got from our next guest we're going to have on the line here today was when he was in our cohort. I believe it was cohort 6. Yeah, cohort 6 prior to cohort 7. Jordan Rambo. He was in the cohort, and as Jocelyn mentioned, we have a coffee chat in the morning, and we get to hear from folks and hear about their wins. And one of the wins that Jordan shared with us was that he was the new Philadelphia Metro lead for Accenture here in Philadelphia. He's already a managing director, and then took on a leadership role for the Philadelphia Metro area. And couldn't think of a better person. He's just been such a phenomenal leader in the region, and excited to call him an alumni of the DiverseForce On Boards program. So I'll turn over to you, Jordan.
Thank you, Sue. I forgot about the wins. That was such an important part of like the journey, the experience, and just everybody celebrating those whether they were little or big wins. It was just a celebration. So I appreciated those. I forgot about them. I'm gonna have to steal that and infuse that into my teams. But I, when I joined, when I stepped on as part of cohort 6, I don't know if I had any real expectations. I didn't quite know. I hadn't sat on any boards at the moment. And so I sort of came in, and that's what I love about the program, Suleiman, is that you sort of meet people where they are. And you have people that have been on boards and participating in boards. And then you have others who, like myself, were sort of new to the process. And, I think when I first came on, some of the things that I thought were maybe self-evident in what to expect on boards, I was sort of blown away by what was taught through a lot of what were teachable moments. And that's the one thing that I really enjoyed about the experience, is all the instructors led by sharing their experiences. And they led by talking about, here's what I have personally experienced, and here's how that translates into what I'm going to share with you. And I thought that was a powerful way to reinforce some of the topics and the teaching throughout. Since then, I've joined 2 boards, and I find myself going back and reflecting on a lot of the learnings that I took away, the nuggets that I took away. So things like, what does it mean to be a steward of the board that you serve on? Ultimately, that's the mission, right? The mission is to, how am I serving the community and the people the most effective way? And so, asking that question, how am I doing that? How is the board and the construct of the board showing up? So that matrix of the board, where are our talents and where are our strengths, and where maybe are our gaps, and how can we find out ways to complement that through other sources? So I found myself asking a lot of those questions, and they were all anchored back to the learnings and the teachings that came through the program. So it was powerful, and that was sort of something that an unexpected intention that came out of the session. The one thing that I think is beautiful about what you created, Suleiman and team, is it was always a safe space, and so anyone could share just the, hey, here's how I'm thinking about something. I think about it the right way. I'm on a board, and I'd like to maybe broach a conversation with the board members. How should I go about that? And it was always a safe environment for us to be able to share. So that was really powerful. And then the last thing I'll sort of leave with, in Suleiman, it was early on when the P4 wasn't really even a thing yet. It was a vision that was in your mind. And I remember how passionate you were about talking about the vision of what that would and ultimately has become and continues to become. And just how you shared that vision with all of us, and sort of making that real for all of us to kind of see, and then following through on that, I think was so powerful. And so you led by example. Even the location in which the P4 hub is located, it's in one of the communities that needs the most help. And that took a lot of courage and a lot of character on your part to make that happen. And so it's not just talking about it, it's being about it. And that's what you have always been. So you and I continue to build our collaboration and friendship going forward. And I'm excited about what we can do and the impact that we can make in the community as partners. So congratulations to Cohort 7. And I know there's big things to come in Cohort 8.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate that, Jordan. And it means a lot coming from you as well. And all the great things you're doing in the city now. And yeah, and sometimes you don't realize that, people are watching and how they're watching and how things that you do can liberate others to dream and to build and to make things happen as well. So I appreciate you sharing that as well. And again, thank you for your support with Accenture and continuing to sponsor folks into the program as well. So thank you, Jordan. And for our alumni who joined us here, I saw a couple people actually comment who are alumni in the chat as well. Thank you for your continued support of our ongoing cohort members and soon to be our Cohort 8, who will be also graduating very soon as well. And now we're going to go to some of our current cohort members. And I know one of our cohort members was in transit, so we'll see if we can catch her. So are we able to get Tiffany Davis on the line here? Okay. We may not have been able to get Tiffany on the line. I know she was in transit, but so we'll go to our next speaker that's representing our Cohort 7 here, Amtul Sophie. Can we get Amtul on the line here? Awesome.
Hi, can you guys hear
How are you?
me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear, and I know you.
Okay.
Turn it over to you.
All right, cool. Well, thank you so much for allowing me to speak. I got a message yesterday asking if I'd be able to share any thoughts, and one of the things was about just talking about the participants and kind of the overall experience. And I said, well, I did have the best group. I'm not biased at all, but I did have the best group that I worked with. I feel like we all just felt like this was the best group that we've all had those group projects and different groups with school and work and whatnot. And I think this was definitely the best group I've ever worked with. So for me, I think just in general, with a lot of things, it's always about kind of the people, the connections, the network. And I think, this was no different. I mean, definitely learned a lot, but I think just all of the connections that I made and the people that I met and just being able to learn more about people's experiences and just kind of having that connection. I was going through a lot of transition and change throughout the program. I was starting a new job. I moved across the country. There was just a lot going on, but this was definitely something that I still wanted to do, even though, I could have argued that maybe I should have waited a couple months to do it, but I just felt like I was really supported by my group and by the kind of overall team. And, it's just a really incredible group of people that I'm really grateful that I got to meet. And I think, the other thing is the last speaker kind of mentioned the safe space. And I think this was definitely a different type of program that I've been through because, as a woman of color, a lot of times I end up in spaces, and I work in diversity, equity, and inclusion. So a lot of times I end up in rooms and in spaces where I'm the only woman of color or woman or, person of color. And, this was, I think, really unique and really special because, everybody had similar backgrounds, and it was, I feel like I've been in a lot of spaces and a lot of situations in my life throughout school and work where you kind of feel like, well, do I belong here? Are people kind of understanding my lived experience? And I think it was really neat to kind of not have that worry or not have that question with this group because everybody had such similar backgrounds and experiences and kind of that sort of understanding of why equity is so important, why DiverseForce is so important, why doing this work and showing up and representing our communities is so important. And I think that is something that really stood out to me. So I'm I'm really honored that I got to experience that and just meet everybody. So that's probably about it from me, but just really grateful for all of the connections and all of the people that I met along the way, and definitely looking forward to continuing connecting with folks and hopefully meeting people in person one of these days. So just thank you all. Thank you all to those that led the program and to those who participated and all of the guest speakers and everybody who made this come together.
All right, thank you so much, Amtul, and we were excited that you were able to come back to Philadelphia. We thought you lost you for a little bit, but we got you back here in Philadelphia, so that's super exciting, and excited to have you here. And thank you for sharing the awesome words here for the cohort.
Thanks.
Absolutely. And next, I'm going to bring on, last but not least, seems like my background is eating my face up here. Last but not least, I'm going to bring on Charles Hopkins to share some words again from Cohort 7.
Hi, everyone. Hopefully you can hear me.
Yes, sir. We can hear you loud and clear.
Well, first, I think Jocelyn mentioned her favorite memory. My favorite memory, because I like to win, is I won the Amazon gift card when Race led our follow-up session at night just a couple months ago. And I think I used it to buy a few baby toys because I have a 15-month-old. But I'll spare you all with the long list of Grammy thank yous, although I did feel like a celebrity today because I went virtually backstage before this session, and just wanted to highlight a few. So again, thank you again to Suleiman, Jocelyn, and Jessica for creating, curating, and spearheading the program this year. For those that don't know me, Suleiman already mentioned it, but I'm Charles Hopkins, and I had a privilege of participating in this most recent graduating cohort, Cohort 7. And I think there's 3 things that I take away from the cohort or my experience. And the first is that it was very unique. Jordan mentioned he had served on any nonprofit boards prior to joining, but I actually served on 2 and currently serve on 2 in some leadership capacity, either treasurer or vice chair. And that was really unique because when I was asked to join from a fellow former cohort member, I kind of said, I don't need to learn anything new. I do this, I practice it every day. And they really challenged me to consider what it might be like to go through a formal education process. And so that was really valuable for me. Second thing is it's very educational. Anyone who's been through the program knows that the speakers are top notch. They know what they're talking about. And to Amtul's perspective, they really did a great job of weaving in their own personal experience to the extent to which all of us could probably relate to anything they went through, even if you hadn't served on a board. I finally remember our first couple sessions with Charmaine Matlock-Turner and her just giving her perspective on the number of boards she was on. And I feel like I wasn't doing enough to the point where, she really started drilling down on what's most important to you and how can you be the most effective. And maybe that's not serving on 10 boards, maybe it's serving on 1. And I took that away from her session. And then Race, besides winning the gift card in the follow-up session, as a finance person myself, I really valued learning a lot about how to really think about nonprofit finances, which is a lot different from corporate finances and wealth management, which is the industry that I'm in today. And lastly, I would say it's very relational. I'll shout out to my group, Group 7, Eric, Larry, Pastor G, and Trinity as being the best group for Cohort 7 as well. All our projects were really engaging, helpful, made us think, and really helped us just bond closer in a virtual environment, which isn't something that I think I get used to. I've been privy to in other organizations since the pandemic started. But my biggest takeaway, I would say, is, and this may seem like obvious thing for this group, is that nonprofit organizations, whether you're in Philadelphia or Oklahoma or California, they need our diversity, not just race or thought, but experience. And the reason why they need that, and why I'm taking away so much from this program and value the connections I made at the P4 Hub, or when we shared our wins in the early mornings, is because if we're involved in nonprofit organization leadership, it'll make our communities better today, and hopefully help our communities thrive tomorrow. So look forward to connecting with all of you all, and I'll pass it back to Suleiman.
Awesome. Thank you, Charles. And it's great to have had a chance to get to meet you and see you for participate in Cohort 7, and looking forward to ongoing relationship as well. It goes for all of our cohort members that are part of Cohort 7 and our alumni as well. So thank you again for sharing. And I think we did get Tiffany Davis on the line, so we'll try one more time to see if Tiffany was able to join us. All right, no problem. I know she was again trying to transition there, so we will keep the ball moving here. And next, I want to share. I know that that Jordan had a chance to share the P4 Hub, and we're really excited that Cohort 7 will be the first cohort that also participated and had an opportunity to be members of the P4 Hub. And we've had some events not only with alumni, but also our current cohorts as well. And recently launched the P4 Hub, which stands for Public, Private, and Philanthropic Partnership Hub to advance racial equity and excellence in our region. Really just an opportunity for us to have a collective impact approach to advancing our work. I believe together, everyone achieves more. And the P4 Hub gives us not only a physical, but a virtual kind of way of looking at collective impact in our city, where again, together we can move much stronger. And so I'm going to leave you with a video of a grand opening that we just recently had, as well as afterwards you'll hear from Jessica Lilly, and we'll officially recognize our Cohort 7 and give them their a citation from Councilman Derek Green, as well as the opportunity to give them their certificate and announce each of our graduates. So with that, we can cue up the video, and look forward to having Jessica join us afterwards.
Hands in your body, I'm grabbing your enjoying the moment, cause life moved too fast. I'm looking forward, ignoring the past. These are the times that we'll laugh looking back. I'm getting lucky like coins in a well. Goodbye to my haters, I'm wishing you well. This is my year, man, if you couldn't tell. This is a
welcome you to the P4 Hub. The P4 stands for Public, Private, and Philanthropic Partnership Hub to advance racial equity and excellence in our city.
All we got tonight, let's do this right. Let's do this right. Let's go to this I feel like Friday nights. This I make you feel alive. Feel like we in paradise. Paradise. Don't know if
here's where we can compete. Here's where we can find our collective metrics, find our collective impacts, and lead to success. And so a few ways we can do that is through our work as a community development lead for the 110 Coalition.
I'm feeling it, my head's where the ceiling is. This energy turns nights into memory. Count up the bands he been working all summer. Ex didn't know what he had, what a bummer. Insecure people turn to insecure lovers, but my drink is almost out and I'm about to pour another. Just let it out. The night has just begun, we on a level now. If I get too I promise you'll hold me down. Yeah, they said you can't deny. They said you feel inside. It's our life, our time, we living well. Late nights in the city causing hell. Burners to the ground, oh well. If all we got tonight, let's do this right. Let's do this right. Let's go to paradise. This I feel like Friday night.
Awesome. And it's always great, again, seeing everyone's awesome, beautiful faces at the events there. And just know we'll have another event like that, the Art, Wine, and Beatbacks event on June 16th. That will be an opportunity for many of our alumni and those who are graduating here today to also have a chance to connect with their fellow cohort members in person. Now that we're past some of the forced virtual events like this, but we love that we can have kind of a hybrid approach to this. So again, thank you all for helping to make that a reality, and look forward to having even folks fly in. I always say that our airports work. So definitely please, those who are not in Philadelphia, please look to join us. And for those who are here, who are part of our board matching partners, will have also matching events at the P4 Hub, similar to what we had at the African American Museum. We'll have a little bit more contiguous space to have an opportunity to do some really great programming and matching as well at that venue. And also want to give her a proper introduction, Ms. Jessica Lilly. She's not only the person who all of our cohort members get a chance to meet in the beginning of the cohort. She really does a phenomenal job of just selling them on the value and being such a passionate deliverer of the value of the DiverseForce On Boards program, but also behind the scenes has really been operates not only during the program, along with Jocelyn, working to make sure that we communicate with the cohort members, but also ongoing alumni engagement as well. So glad to have her recognize those. So you get the first word and the last word, and recognize the people when they graduate. So we'll pass it to our Director of Operations, Jessica Lilly.
Good evening, everyone. Congratulations to DiverseForce On Boards, Cohort 7. I can't believe that we are officially in Cohort 7. Time is just flying by. I am so honored to have the pleasure of officially presenting to you a citation from the City of Philadelphia. We are forever thankful to our Councilman at Large, Derek Green, who has been a tremendous supporter of the program, awarding to you a citation for your completion of the DiverseForce On Boards program and your commitment to really making an impact in this city. Each of you will receive a citation from Councilman Derek Green's office along with your certificate of completion. And so without further ado, I'd just like to read this honor to you, each and every one of you. The City Council of Philadelphia is pleased and proud to recognize and congratulate the 7th cohort of DiverseForce On Boards on the successful completion of the program. Whereas it has been long known that diverse organizations of all sizes and types perform higher on virtually every measure of success than their non-diverse counterparts. And whereas knowing this, nonprofit leaders have stated in a number of surveys that they wanted to make their boards more diverse. However, board makeup has remained relatively unchanged. And whereas believing that a talent pipeline would go a long way towards making nonprofit boards more diverse, DiverseForce On Boards, a partnership between DiverseForce and Impact Ed at the University of Pennsylvania School of Liberal and Professional Studies, was founded in 2017. And whereas your status as a member of the 7th cohort of DiverseForce On Boards graduates places you at the vanguard of a movement towards a future in which nonprofit leadership is more closely resembles the constituents the organizations serve, and in which they are better able to carry out their missions. Therefore, by virtue of this citation, the City of Philadelphia does hereby recognize and congratulate the 7th cohort of the DiverseForce On Boards program as they graduate. We offer the sincere respect and admiration of this legislative body, and we wish you success as you enter the domain of nonprofit leadership. Congratulations, Cohort 7. And I'd just like to take a moment to show you what you all can expect. Each and every one of you will receive your citation along with your certificate of completion. Hold on one second, just so you can get a quick look. Here we are. So you can expect this coming to you sometime soon. Congratulations again. And now we will proceed to the official announcement of our graduates. Tracy Bennett. Shatara Benson. Shonda Brinson. Douglas Brown. Adrian Clark, Leah Coles, Tiffany Davis, Zupenda Davis Shine, Thalia Ellie, Elise Fullwood, Travis Gaylord, Nathaniel Goodson, Trinity Gray, Damian Hall, Charles Hopkins, Brian Johnson, John Johnson Jr., Shantae Landingham, Aubria Nance, Christopher Okorogbe, Feikemi Osandina, Mariana Rivera, Carrie Robinson, Edward Sharp, Pamela Shropshire, Eric Sullivan, Larry Stevens, Amtol Sophie, Tish Talley, Maku Waraka Ali, Jennifer Williams, Sean Williams,
Awesome. I see all the celebration and congratulations again. Thank you, Jessica, for sharing, and congratulations again to our 2000 to our cohort 7, 2022 cohort 7. Excited for you. Looking forward to moving to our next stage of matching. We have over people laughing at me there. We have over 400 nonprofit organizations who've signed up as board matching partners. We look forward to sharing over the next couple of weeks with those organizations that have gone through our process of making sure they're uploading their information about their organizations. And over the next 90 days or so, you'll start to hear from those organizations, as well as we will have programming and opportunity for our in-person, as now that we're back in person. So we'll share that information with you as we move forward during our matching, and looking forward over the next couple of months to celebrate our cohort 8 as well, to also bring them into our alumni fold as well. So very excited for everyone. I meant to also mention Shane Nelson, who's now our managing director of our P4 Hub. He's actually an alumni of the DiverseForce On Boards program, cohort 4. And I know he serves on a number of boards, City Year and Beige Martin, as well as Board of Governors for Drexel University. I met him when he was in college. He's still, I won't tell his age, but he's still a super young man and just doing phenomenal things. So also you can connect with him at the P4 Hub. He's usually there from 9 to 5, as well as Jolly, who also helps run the hub there. So definitely encourage you all to go there to see for events, but also those who are members to leverage and connect with each other. Grab coffee there. We just put a coffee bar in there as well. So opportunity to continue to engage and connect with each other and building long-term relationships. So let me make sure I stay on track here with our agenda. Again, we have, I think I hit all of our points. We'll have another video that'll play just to give the energy that we have in our events, as well as afterwards. If you want to hang around, we're going to do one-on-one networking. There'll be an opportunity to go into the one-on-one networking, and randomly you'll have an opportunity to meet people and network with them. So if you want to hang around and just get a chance to see who fate has you lined up to meet. I'm sorry, I'm getting notes from the back here to make sure. Okay, not one-on-one, still at table. So we're not going to do a one-on-one networking. We're going to be at the table, so you have an opportunity to network with folks afterwards as well. So if you want to stick around after the video. But again, thank you so much all for participating in this, celebrating our cohort 7 with us. We're very excited for our cohort 7 and looking forward to much more to come. The best is yet to come. So thank you again, Jessica, who you've seen on screen, but also Lucy, our Director of Marketing and Communication, who's off screen, who is masterminding this event as well. We're so thankful for your support. And it's our overall teams who make this a reality. So have a great night, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.
Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in dark, walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best. Yeah, hey, every day can be a better day despite the challenge. All you gotta do is leave it better than you found it. It's gonna get difficult to stand, but hold your balance. I just say whatever, cause there is no way you're around it.
I want to really just kind of make sure we continue to share the story of why the organization started, why this program was started, and we hope to see the future of this our graduates as we continue to have more programs.
It's okay, hey, feeling good, like I should. When in dark, walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best. Hey, some days you wake up and nothing works, you feel surrounded. Gotta give your feet some gravity to get you grounded. Keep the things inside your ears just like the waves and sound it. And just say whatever, cause there is no way you'll.
My experience with DiverseForce On Boards has been nothing short of awesome.
You just gotta know it'll all be fine.
You're not out there alone. You have a collective of cohort members. You have instructors. You have so many folks who are here helping pull
Sunday best. Hey, feeling good, like I should. When in dark, walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed, never stressed. Got that sunshine